Hey folks, and welcome to the final part of Spark the Electric Jester. In the last part, the last part was pretty crazy. We just getting through, pretty much this is the final stage, folks, and there's not much going on, so when we actually get into the meat of it, I'll start explaining. But we had a really good topic going on about the hack and slash genre and Sengoku Basara and all that other boring stuff you might find boring. But anyway, yeah, Sengoku Basara was the first major hack and slash game I played. As I stated before, the co-host, he had Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes for the PlayStation 3, and I also didn't know they had it for the Wii, so that's interesting. But I don't feel like playing the Wii version, because number one, I have it for the PlayStation 3. What's the point of playing it for the Wii when I've already beaten... I've almost pretty much 100% that game, and it was tough to do, folks, because you have to play the character's story multiple times in order to take the multiple paths that game represents. But anyway, folks, we have pretty much one of the main baddies that we're going to be facing off here, folks. So this is getting a little interesting, folks. But anyway, this has been quite the ride, and I'll explain more when we eventually get to the credits of the game here, folks. So it's going to be kind of interesting. So yeah, I hope you folks had the experience of experiencing this game, the game that kind of crashed my laptop, but I'm not going into that. You folks heard that multiple times, but basically what we're doing right now is dodging that thing in the background that's trying to shoot at us. So once we do that, that thing that just sped right by, I don't know if you folks seen that or not, but yeah, that thing is going to be chasing us throughout the stage, but it's okay because you have those indicators telling you where that thing's going to exactly strike at. So as long as you pay attention to those, you'll be okay, folks. Here got plenty of checkpoints, so just feel free to take your time. And this robot looking thing that we're facing here was the culprit of trying to chase us down and trying to pretty much attack us. It's not the main baddie, but it's one of the main baddies, the final baddies that we're taking on, because this is, as I stated before, the final stage of the game. Just take your time, folks. That's the best advice I can give you for completing this stage. Take your time. Don't make stupid mistakes, because you're almost at the end, and that tends to happen to people sometimes when they're trying to complete a game. They kind of fall flat. But as long as you stay vigilant, then you'll be able to take down whatever boss you need to take down, folks. And speaking of bosses, this guy right here, he is the final boss of the game. And this is, we might as well say, the first phase of this fight, folks. This guy, oh man, this guy right here took me multiple times to face against. It's not this phase, well, this phase took me multiple tries. What you're folks seeing right now is basically a prolonged fight of how I beat this guy. I'm pretty sure it's a better way to attack this guy, but like I said, I was going into this blindly. This whole playthrough was blind, so I guess that's how you get the best reactions, is the blind reactions. As long as you do it live. If it's a blind live reaction, then it's genuine, and I think people like watching those more. I'm not sure, but this guy, he was just, oh man, this guy was relentless. And the other phase of the fight, which you folks are going to experience in this part, this guy was just as relentless. Multiple times recording and starting over, and it's just, oh man, like, I'm gonna get into all that when the credits come, folks. You're gonna hear my opinions about this game. Some of you may or may not know already my opinions about it, as as you folks has been following me along. But I'm going to kind of go into detail of what makes this game, and you're gonna find out if I like it or not. But anyway, yeah, this was pretty much how I was cheesing this guy throughout the whole fight. This guy is basically, I'm surprised this guy, I don't know, I'm gonna check, but I'm surprised this guy isn't in Mugen. You folks know what Mugen are. It's the create your own fighting game experience, and I thought this guy wouldn't be in Mugen because of the this is an indie game, but you got freaking the chicks from Freedom Planet. I was gonna say Freedom Fighters, Freedom Planet, Lilac and Carla. They're in Mugen, and actually they play okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if this guy is in Mugen. Either one of them, really. Because people take sprites out of games and, you know, put them anywhere. So if these guys are in Mugen, let me know in the comments below, because I'm kind of interested to see what their movesets are. I know this guy that I'm fighting, he'd be more fit into Mugen than Sparks would be, but yeah, folks, this isn't the end. All the explosions and stuff make it dramatic. But I was just going ahead and pretty much hitting him because I didn't know where this guy would go. But yeah, if these guys are in Mugen, as I stated before, I wouldn't be surprised. And look at that. Sheesh. It's just, oh man. Basically, I didn't mean to skip that dialogue of what he said, because I was just in such a hurry at this point to see where this freaking fight would go, because at that point I was aggravated, folks, with this fight. I really was. So at this point in the game, I just wanted to see where this fight would go. But as you can see, it's Fark here, and you get to kind of play with him momentarily just to see. But it's not that long, folks, because you're going to grab this weapon right here and you're going to throw it to the main boy. And you will see what I mean in just a few minutes, as this cutscene is going to demonstrate, folks, here. But yeah, this is the final, pretty much the final fight, folks, where we're going to get to, as you can see here. Last kind of chance, the boy was in a chokehold, so now he's kind of super right now, super Spark. And you can tell, yeah, this was very Sonic inspired, because the guy made Sonic games before, so, you know. But anyway, yeah, this fight is going to, when I was recording this fight, and this fight had me thinking of what was that? It was Sonic Rush. It was wrapped in black. You'll see what I mean, but first we have to actually make our way to the guy. As you can see, it says super up there, so this is the only ability that we're going to have until we actually reach the guy, and this guy is powerful. I'm just kind of demonstrating how OP this character could get now that he's in his super form, so you don't really have to sweat any of the small stuff. Just get to where you need to go to reach your destination in order to have the final battle, folks. So, yeah, when I was facing the final boss of this game, yeah, wrapped in black. Also, Live and Learn was kind of in my head, too. The music for the fight, it was kind of meh, so, you know, having those two songs play in my head, and I was thinking about rather putting it over this recording or not, but I didn't want to do that, so, you know, just having those two songs, plus the copyright and all that good stuff that follows along with YouTube. But anyway, yeah, having that wrapped in black and Live and Learn kind of made the fight a little bearable. But man, when we get into it, you're gonna see, folks, that the kind of, if you beat this boss in one go, you are a freaking god, because this took me multiple times to record this guy and make sure that I actually beat the guy, because, oh man, I think I spent like an hour, no joke, folks, I think I spent like an hour fighting this guy, and all the mess ups that I had, I should have kept the footage of the mess ups that I had and just put it towards like the end, like a montage, so you folks can see how I suffered against this dude. But Yeah, folks, what you're gonna see now is the edited version. You're gonna see me beat this guy in one go, so I hope you folks enjoy, and my health was limited at the point, so yeah, I think I used, I don't know if I used, I don't think that was in the game, like, save states. I just had to pretty much start from the beginning, and it sucked, folks, because this guy, he does not hold back at all, and I had to, only on top of that, I had to learn this guy's attack patterns, because this guy seemed kind of sporadic to me, and that super beam of death, you get hit by that, that's pretty much the end. So, and that too, that actually draws you in, so you gotta be careful fighting the Sakuma wannabe here. And as you can see, I'm kind of slowly chipping away at his health here, folks, because I really didn't know. If you're even in front of that a little bit, as I found out in this fight, I got chipped. So, oh man, this battle was not fun. I mean, I don't think final bosses are supposed to be fun. I mean, you can have fun with some final bosses. For example, I had fun fighting Spectre when I first fought him. The music only added to it because I'm kind of a music buff. You folks should know I'm a music buff by now. So the music kind of did it for me when fighting Spectre. Speaking of Spectre, I thought we would get something related to Ape Escape this year. I think it's the 20th anniversary, I want to say, of Ape Escape, and we still didn't get nothing yet, and the year is almost up. Come on, Sony, you're kind of missing an opportunity here. But as you folks can see, I got pretty much 2 hits left. That one there, and then the final hit. I'm talking about on myself. If I don't get this guy within that time limit, then it's pretty much game over. I have to start all over. But yep, I was pretty much playing it safe this way, folks. Slowly chipping at him, and watch where he charged up for his golden Kamehameha wave, if you want to call it that. But yep, I was so close to just losing my crap, because basically, like I stated before, folks, it took me almost an hour to beat it, basically because of me being impatient. That pretty much added to it. Me being impatient, but you know, after an hour, I'm like, okay, I gotta get this footage done, I gotta record this guy. And basically, during that fight, I was waiting for a second phase with this guy. And you see Sparks kind of doing his Yu Yu Hakusho pose. Shout outs to the people who actually know that. That anime was great. I watched it twice. From the beginning, I watched it twice. Great anime, folks. So if you folks looking for something action, kind of DBZ-ish, then you would want to watch Yu Yu Hakusho. But yeah, this right here is just Dragon Ball Z vibes all over it. Jeez. Like, Sparks using his freaking Omega Beam of Death to wipe this guy out. So, I wonder who the main antagonist is of Spark 2. I'll get to that game eventually, folks, but it's not on my to-do list at the moment. So, as I stated with the fart story, I'll probably have to do that before getting into Spark the Electric Jester 2, because Fark is the main character of that. But right now, we pretty much got an enemy roll call of all the enemies that was in this game. Great job, guys. The credits are about the role, so I might as well just talk about how I feel about this game here, and exactly, you know, all that other good stuff. So I'm going to be talking about that in just a minute, folks. So sit back, grab some popcorn, as we just about to end this game. Why would you grab popcorn now? You should have grabbed it in the beginning. But basically, I'm just finna tell about what I like about the game, what I disliked about the game. I do this in every playthrough, just in case if you folks are now tuning in. What are you doing? We have 10 more parts that you could go back and watch. Go watch those parts, then come back to this part, and you can get my impressions on what I thought about this game and all that good stuff. So sit back, relax, as I pretty much explain the likes and dislikes, the pros and cons. Okay, so I might as well go into it now since the freaking credits are about to start. I guess they're starting now. But anyway, let's go into the pros of Spark. I don't have that many cons, but let's just get into it. The pros, fantastic gameplay, folks. If you are a Sonic fan, you are gonna freaking love this game. There's no doubt about it. If you haven't played this game by now, what the heck are you doing watching me? Go get the game on Steam. It didn't cost that much, folks. You could pretty much just get this game for cheap. It's a really enjoyable game, folks. Just go get it. Get it if you like Sonic. If you haven't had your fix from Mania and you just want to play something a little more original and fan-made, this is the game for you, folks. I guarantee you will have a good time playing this game as I have. Now, the cons are a little iffy, but it's all a matter of my opinion, so it doesn't really affect the game overall. But anyway, the cons, yeah, the music, while the music isn't that memorable, there was like 1 or 2 tracks that I can remember. And the reason why I'm kind of harping on the music, because I am a music buff, so music to me makes the game. The bosses can get really frustrating at times, especially as you progress throughout the game. There are some parts of the game that are gonna leave you confused into wondering where you're supposed to go, and therefore, you know, wasting more time. But other than those few, bits and pieces, this game is a fantastic game, folks. As I stated before, if you haven't played it by now, that's just a few pros and cons. It's not really going to affect the enjoyment of the game overall. This is a game that I would probably definitely be coming back to in the future, because we have Fart's story to complete before I eventually get to Sparkin the Electric Jester 2. That's probably going to answer some questions onto what happened to Spark. We will see when I eventually get to it, or you folks can just look it up, whatever. But yeah, it has a question mark at the end. But anyway, folks, thank you for joining me throughout this frustrating adventure. As far as me, we're recording it. But you folks have a great night. Take care. See you soon.